Hello and welcome to today's episode. We're diving into a topic that's increasingly crucial in our digital world: the advanced role of machine learning in fraud detection systems. In a time when digital transactions are practically second nature, fraudsters are keeping pace by getting smarter and using advanced technologies to stay ahead of the curve. This makes traditional fraud defenses seem outdated and, frankly, not up to the task. That's why we're here, to explore how machine learning is not just changing the game, but completely elevating fraud detection into a sophisticated, real-time operation. Now, what makes this discussion particularly interesting is that it's built on years of teaching, deep field experience, and a relentless focus on integrating the most impactful advancements in machine learning to effectively combat fraud. With online payment fraud losses projected to hit a staggering $48 billion by the end of 2023, and consumers having reported over $12.5 billion lost to fraud in 2024 alone, it's clear the stakes have never been higher. What many people might not realize is that the traditional approach to fraud detection is largely reactive. Think of it as trying to catch lightning after it strikes. However, modern machine learning systems flip this paradigm entirely. They create predictive shields that can anticipate and neutralize threats before they even materialize. This isn't just an incremental improvement. It's a complete reimagining of how financial security operates in the digital age. So, why does machine learning truly matter in fraud detection? It isn't just a buzzword. In high-volume markets like the United States, it's a critical tool for evolving fraud detection systems. Machine learning dramatically enhances the ability to identify, analyze, and prevent fraudulent activities in real time. Recent developments in technologies like large language models, ensemble learning, and deep learning have revolutionized the field. They lead to significant improvements in accuracy, speed, and contextual understanding. It's not just about catching more fraud. It's about catching it faster and with far fewer false positives. Moving from rule-based systems to machine learning-powered detection represents one of the most significant leaps in financial security. Traditional systems are like rigid gatekeepers, checking transactions against predetermined criteria. Machine learning systems, however, function more like experienced detectives. They recognize patterns, understand context, and make nuanced decisions based on vast amounts of historical and real-time data. And here's an insider secret. The most successful fraud detection implementations don't replace human expertise. They amplify it. Machine learning systems excel at processing massive data sets and identifying subtle patterns, while human analysts provide the contextual understanding and strategic oversight that machines can't replicate. This symbiotic relationship creates a defense system that's both technologically advanced and strategically sound. So let's get into the basics of how machine learning elevates fraud detection. For those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I've taught this to over 500 professionals. And what I've learned is that machine learning brings several foundational, almost revolutionary benefits to fraud detection. These aren't just minor upgrades. They're paradigm shifts that fundamentally alter how organizations approach security. First, machine learning offers real-time detection, going beyond just reactionary measures. Unlike traditional systems that react to fraud after it happens, machine learning can identify suspicious activities as they occur, sometimes even predicting them. This is crucial because, as a major U.S. bank demonstrated, leveraging machine learning and behavioral biometrics can dramatically reduce credit card fraud by identifying and preventing fraudulent transactions in real time. Techniques like anomaly detection allow systems to flag unusual transactions and behaviors immediately, cutting down on financial losses. The real game changer here lies in the speed of processing. Modern machine learning systems can analyze thousands of data points in milliseconds. They evaluate not just a transaction itself, but the entire context surrounding it. device fingerprints, behavioral patterns, geographical anomalies, and temporal inconsistencies. This comprehensive analysis happens faster than a human blink, creating an almost instantaneous shield against fraudulent activity. Next is the contextual understanding, which allows machine learning to unmask nuanced behaviors. Large language models and natural language processing enable systems to analyze and flag fraudulent claims by understanding the context of language used in communications or transaction descriptions. This allows them to detect subtle and complex patterns that rule-based systems might completely miss. For instance, J.P. Morgan Chase uses natural language processing to analyze customer interactions for potential fraud. These systems excel at understanding semantic relationships and contextual clues that would be impossible to encode in traditional rules. For instance, an ML system can recognize that a customer's communication style has suddenly changed, potentially indicating account takeover, or that transaction descriptions contain subtle linguistic markers associated with fraudulent activity. Moreover, the sophistication extends to cross-channel analysis, where machine learning systems can correlate patterns across email communications, transaction descriptions, customer service interactions, and even social media activity. This holistic approach to context understanding represents a leap beyond simple rule-based matching. Finally, let's talk about adaptive learning, which means evolving with the threat. Machine learning models can learn and evolve from new data, continuously improving their accuracy over time and adapting to new types of fraud as they emerge. As fraudsters constantly tweak their tactics, an ML model doesn't become obsolete, it just gets smarter. For example, GBG's machine learning systems can detect 80% more frauds that might have bypassed traditional rule-based approaches. This adaptive capability includes sophisticated feedback loops that incorporate both successful detections and false positives. The system learns not just what fraud looks like, but also what legitimate activity looks like, refining its understanding continuously. The most advanced implementations include adversarial training, where models are deliberately exposed to sophisticated attack scenarios to strengthen their defensive capabilities. Your defenses get stronger with every new fraudulent attempt, not weaker. And here's an insider tip. The best machine learning systems learn from near misses and false positives just as much as they learn from confirmed fraud cases. So as we wrap up this discussion, it's clear that the true, exhilarating power of machine learning in fraud detection lies in leveraging advanced techniques that push the boundaries of what's possible. It's an exciting time for those of us interested in the intersection of technology and security. And I hope today's episode has given you a deeper understanding of how machine learning is transforming fraud detection systems. Remember, the future of financial security isn't just about keeping up with the pace of change. It's about anticipating it and staying one step ahead. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, stay vigilant and informed.